Alrighty, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Bolt Outdoors YouTube channel, um, and welcome. Today we're going to do a gear review of what I have in my pack and some of the equipment that I use when I'm out fly fishing. Um, yeah, before we get started, I just want to give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to my grandma for, you know, kind of pushing me in this direction and just filming what I do, and some of the things that um, I enjoy doing. Some of the stuff you'll probably see in a couple of videos is shed hunting. Um, we'll be doing that in the spring here. Can't wait for that. Fly fishing, hunting, anything in the outdoors this is what this channel is going to be used for. And also shout out to my cousin out in South Carolina. His YouTube channel is Tanner Man Can. He's trying to become a professional eater. So go subscribe to him. Go flood his channel and show him some love. And also a shout out to kind of just all of the outdoor guys that I've watched on YouTube. Growing up, just wanting to learn more about the outdoors, hunting and fishing. And also just a huge thanks to my uncles for getting me into just the outdoors and showing me and helping me gain my appreciation for it. All right, with that, we'll get started here. I'll try to put all of this in the description, and maybe I'll put a link of where you can get it, but I'll just put what it is and what the name of it is if you want to look it up for yourself, and find it or maybe use it. So this is a Promar net. I think it's like 25 inches in total. Super awesome net. I've had this one for about a year or so, but before that I had the exact same net for about three and a half years. So it was a really awesome net. Really like it just because it's just exactly what I need. I don't need anything more. But yeah, toss that to the side. We'll start off with my rod that I use most of the time. Is a St. Croix Rain, if I am saying that right. It's a 9-foot 5-weight. I don't think St. Croix makes this rod anymore. They cut back fairly heavily on all of their fly rods, which is kind of sad because I really like this rod and how it casts. And I actually inherited this from my uncle, which is super awesome. And that's kind of how I got my jump into fly fishing, if you want to call it. One of my uncles was like, "Hey, my son, he's not using this stuff anymore. Do you want to use it? And will you use it?" And I was like, "Sure." Me, never gone fly fishing before. I kind of got it, and I did the typical thing. I let it sit downstairs in a in a room for about a year or so, and then one day I was just like, early spring, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out and try this fishing stuff because I promised him that I would use it, and you know, was bored that day, so I took the stuff out. Had no idea what I was doing. Watched a couple YouTube videos, and then just kind of got started from there. I think I caught one or two fish that day. I was dead set on dry fly fishing because I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Getting a fish to eat something off of the top of the water, and I think it was a blue wing olive pattern. Um, Actually, that was the first fish I ever caught. It was probably 10 inches, if that. But I think there's a video, or my mom has a video of me just calling her, "Oh my gosh, mom, I caught!" And then that's where I started my love for fly fishing. Um, and to pair that, I got this fly start reel. This is the combo that I started with. Been really awesome. And then I also have Scientific Anglers. I think just general trout on there. I'm not 100% sure. I apologize. But I will put that in the description of the video, the line that I am using. We'll move on to the next one here. Here we have my Euro nymphing rod. It's a Gray's fin, 11-foot 3 weight. Really awesome rod for the price. It's not super expensive for the whole rod and reel combo. I believe it's somewhere in the neighborhood of $200. Um, Somewhere around there. You can find it online or whatnot. But yeah, really like this. I've caught a ton of fish on it. And it's a good starting point if you want to get into Euro nymphing. But one thing I will say before I put this one down is that the reel, sometimes you can get the line wrapped around the reel. I don't know, like on the inside of the reel, if that makes sense. Yeah, the reel could use an upgrade, but it's served me well for the three-ish years that I've had it. So I probably won't change it unless this rod just keeps handling the abuse that I give it. But yeah, then here we have the newest rod. It is a Streem fly fishing rod. They're a fairly small company. I don't know where they're based out of, but they are super awesome. For the price, I think this is somewhere in the range of $280, and I actually got this for Christmas. So this is my Christmas present. So this was just super awesome. I've been out with it a couple times. It casts really smooth. I think it's a medium fast action rod, and I really like it. And I think I mentioned, but it is a 9-foot 7 weight. And I use this mostly for streamers, throwing big mice patterns, and I'm going to try it on still water. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're going to give it a shot. And then also, before I walk away, it's the Streem. I believe it's Streem Outdoors is the name of the company, the full name of the company. Just their reel, 7-8 weight reel, or 7 to 8, whatever. Um, with their floating line on it. Planning on getting a sink tip. Oh my goodness, I gotta quit saying I apologize. The Like a streamer line for it, just a heavier weighted, probably 250 grain line in the near future, just to be able to turn those flies over. But yeah, this is my streamer rod and reel. Alrighty, sorry if I'm getting out of frame there. Let's start in the back of the pack. This is just kind of stuff that rotates between the front. I have a couple of fly boxes in here, and just some other miscellaneous stuff. But before that, I used the Gear Keeper net. Had it for a couple months, and I've really loved it. I normally just had a little elastic string off the net to my pack, and then I would use the rod holder here, and that worked great. But after you get one of these, it is super convenient just to be able to pull it down, land a fish, do whatever you need to, and then put it back, and you don't have to fumble around with it. On top here, I have some 12-pound fluorocarbon from Segura, 200 yards of it. I think I got it for about $16, which is super awesome for fluorocarbon. I haven't used it a whole lot, so it might not be the best thing, but for the price, I thought it was good. Just working our way down, I have this little minnow net, super fine mesh, and sometimes, say I don't know what's in the river, and just trying to maybe get an idea of what could be in there and what I could use to imitate, what flies I could use to imitate. I'll just kind of stick this down in there and just kind of get maybe an idea. If I'm fishing with someone, I'll usually stand downstream of them. I know they have the bigger sieve nets, but I don't necessarily would use that, but I do use this. Um, and most of the stuff that I have in my pack is stuff that I actually use. I know as like fly fishers, we like to have all this crap and stuff to say our fly fishing status, if you will. But I usually just keep most of the stuff that I use on the pack all the time. And then the stuff that I just don't really need, I'll usually store that somewhere else, and then I'll come back to it if I ever do use it again. I have some little vials from, I think you can get these on Amazon, but I got these at, I believe, just a sporting goods store. Um, got those just to get, if I get some insects, and then hopefully when I start tying, maybe not in the near future. I got to go to college first. Uh, so I'll be a broke college student for a couple of years, but maybe in a couple of years I'll use that as just some inspiration, just getting stuff off the stream, and just coming back and tying it. So that's what those are for. We'll get on to the next thing, which is, flip this back around so I don't dangling off. Play some music or something while I'm doing this. All right, from the back of my pack, this is, I'll just give you a little glance at it, is my balance leeches, my jig streamers, and some woolly buggers and some thin mint type stuff. Yeah, so that's what's in that box. So this is mostly just kind of my thing. The stuff that I use on occasion, I keep in the back of my backpack right here. Stuff I use all the time, I keep in front. So that's kind of my method. Here is just another box that I have all of my terrestrial patterns in, and like damselflies. Just a couple of bigger way to store some of these bigger floatier flies. Yeah, so I have them all in one spot because that's what it's for. And then in this box, I have, sorry, I didn't show you that one, but I have some damselflies, and just some general copper johns and some chironomids and maybe some pupa looking stuff. And then on the other side, just a general nymph box, I would say. A couple of unweighted pheasant tails, some San Juan worms and blobs and boobies and stuff like that. So that stuff I will use like on, say I'm fishing a still water, I'll go to these 3 boxes, or when summertime rolls around, I'll usually tie on some of my bigger terrestrial imitations. We'll just work our way down. What's on top? I have some indicator mono here for my urine nymphing setup. Just use it as cider material. This is Cortland. Honestly, you could use whatever brand you want. And then here is just the Rio Powerflex tippet. I keep all of it on this side, all the stuff that I'm using right now. And then I have extra 4X, 5X, and 6X, just in case this runs out. I do have a backup. I like to just have a backup just in case when I am tying something up, I happen to don't have it, and that'd be really bad in that situation. And then we'll get this out of that same pocket. Just some split shot. If I'm throwing an indicator egg and need to get down, I'll obviously put as much weight as I need. Then here I have some loon top ride. This is an older bottle, probably just throw that away actually. And then here's a new bottle of it. And then here is my favorite dry fly floating. It's Flyagra. It's hilarious because on the back it says, if your fly stays up for more than 4 hours, please consult your local fly shop. So whoever was was in the product development team, had a sense of humor with that one. Then here we have some other stuff that I use on occasion. A nail knot tool. It's always super handy just in case your welded loop breaks and you need to tie a nail knot, obviously. A little holder. I don't know the brand on it, but I just put the bend of the hook in here. And I use this mostly for like smaller flies, just so I can, be steady and be able to thread the hook eye. Then this is a fish pond thermometer. This is super handy in the summertime, just to make sure that you're fishing within good temperatures and you're not going to stress the fish out too much when you catch them. Moving on to the next thing is all of my leaders. I have a whole bunch, everything from 3x, 5x, 6x. That's usually what I fish with, and then build off of that. Then for my streamer leaders, I usually just take an old butt section of where there's no tippet on, and I'll cut it back just to about the same diameter as this, or the O2X from Umpqua, the nylon. Then I'll just tie a blood knot off of that, and then that's my leader for my streamer. Then I have a couple of tippet rings and some more, I believe they're airlock little nuts and stuff, just in case I lose them. There's more in here. Moving on to the next thing, extra pair of nippers. Super handy to have just in case this somehow gets lost or breaks or who knows what. And just an extra fly puck. I usually just use this to put old flies, beat up flies, and any little bits of trash or something that I might find along the river. And then like the bigger packs, the bigger pieces of trash, I usually will carry like a little grocery sack with me, and pick up trash and put it in there on my way out. Just because it's always good practice to leave it better than you found it. Then I also have in here some St. Croix rod wax. You put that on, and it's just to help keep the fly rod together. Also have a hook file. I don't know if that's the proper name for it, but it's by Loon. Just use it to, if I have a rolled point on a streamer, just give it a couple rolls, file it down, make it better, and it's good to fish again. Then I have a whole pocket full of miscellaneous indicators if you're trying to be fancy, but they're bobbers. Sorry if I just offended some people. I have some Oros ones. I have some thingamabobbers. I have some airlock, some of these super small airlock ones. I really don't have a specific preference. I use whatever I first pull out. I don't really have a specific one unless I'm trying to be like not leave a big plop or something, like if I'm worried about spooking fish. Or if someone I'm fishing with needs it, I'll just hand them one of these. I don't really care. I've actually found most of those while I'm out. As you're out long enough, you'll just see them floating down the river and pick them up. And sometimes they're full, like complete, or sometimes you'll just get a half and get really excited. Oh yeah, and then there's not the other side. Gotta quit saying I'm sorry. We'll move on to the top. I have the foam patch that came with the pack. Super handy just to be able to put stuff on top here. That's why this Umpqua Overlook bag is so nice, just because a lot of people put their minds into it, and a lot of, like, for example, on here you have places where you can put your hemos, clip it in there. I just run it off of whatever you call these, a retractor. And then I use the Loon retractors. They're super nice. Haven't had any problems with them. Had these for probably about a year now. We'll close that pocket up. And then moving on to the main back pocket here is where I keep all of my fly boxes that I am going to, that I plan on using that day or might need to just throw something together, find something that looks close to what they're eating. So we'll start off here. We'll just get all this out of the way. Sorry if there's like extra random noises going on. Just got this microphone today, so hopefully that works and sounds good. Here's my dry fly box. It is a Montana Fish Company box. Super nice just because it is deep enough and you're not gonna bang up your posts or anything, your wings or anything like that. And I just have it based off of like caddisflies, blueing olive, and PMDs, and some green drakes, and just some attractor patterns and general flies, and obviously the midges up here. Really love this box. Had it for a year or so now. Super nice. Here's a fulling mill box, just the one page. And this is my Euro nymphing box. Got stoneflies, worms, annelids, whatever you want to call them, and then just some attractor patterns. And then I just basically have like all the paradigones, scud, salbugs, caddis, pretty much anything that I would use Euro nymphing is in this box. And then that is also supplemented by, that can just stay there. That is supplemented by this little magnet box from Fly Fish Food. Super awesome to keep like these little teeny tiny midges. You can see that in there. Have it just kind of emergers, that type. Some bigger but still small rainbow warriors, thread Frenchies, just that type of stuff in that box. And then for streamers, I have this box. I think I got it just at a sporting goods store in the fishing section for a couple of dollars. Just 6 sections, and then here's most of my streamers. The stuff I have in here is, if I can't show you, mostly just sculpin type stuff. This is a Sculpzilla, and just have the whole color scale here, just depending on what they're eating that day. And then I have a Umpqua. I think this is their big bugger box or something. I don't know what it is. Just my articulated streamers. Haven't thrown these a whole lot, as I'm fairly new to streamer fishing in general. Just got a couple of these just to see if I like them and see if I'll have any use for them. I think I will, just because obviously big fish eat little fish, and this imitates little fish, and I want to catch big fish. So we'll probably try those more as the weather kind of gets better, and we'll just get out more. And then with that, we'll go to kind of the clothing side. I have a couple pairs of gloves. I have some sun gloves from Patagonia that I got a while ago. Don't really know how much I bought them for. Some Sims, like no half, like fingertip gloves or whatever. They're super awesome. Keep my hands dry. Not dry, but keep them warm. If I want to, say in the winter, I want to land, when I land a fish and I need to handle it for some reason, need to get my hands wet, I'll take my glove off, handle the fish. And then also a tip that I saw from a YouTube channel, I forget the name, but I remember watching their videos of them streamer fishing, and they'll just put a little hand tail down the side of their waders, handle a fish, get it out, wipe it off. And I've just kind of adopted that, and it's super, super handy actually. Keeps your hands nice and dry, and you can stay out on the water longer because you're not freezing to death. Then for when it gets rainy, I have a North Face rain jacket. Super awesome, really lightweight, and it can stuff down into one of the pockets into the back, and I can fit it in the back of my backpack. So super handy. I usually carry this with me just in case we get that off chance of a thunderstorm in the summer, or just kind of if I know it's going to be raining, I'll just take it with me. Then I have a puffy jacket. I usually put this over like just a normal jacket pullover. If I know it's going to be super cold and like it's going to be windy and the sun's not going to be out, especially during the winter, I use this or whatever other jacket that I might have to throw on. This is the closest one that I grabbed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What else? Oh, waders. The waders that I have are the Sims tributary waders, and the boots that I have are also the Sims tributary boot. Super awesome. Really love their product. Haven't had any issues with them, so probably gonna stay with them for the foreseeable future. Just because I really like the quality of their product and it's not too terrible of a price. But yeah, that is what is in my bag. I also have, I think I forgot to mention, but the Rio tippet holder, super convenient. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. All right, and to kind of wrap up the video, I just want to again emphasize what this channel is hopefully going to be all about. It's going to be about education, and just kind of following along with what I'm doing throughout the year in the outdoors. This is my first video. I thought I might as well do this while it's cold outside, and I'm just kind of getting everything reorganized and hopefully to get out there in the spring with fly fishing. Keep an eye out for some shed hunting videos coming up here in the spring, and maybe I'll post little clips and stuff of deer that I find on the winter range and that type of stuff. But yeah, just a huge thank you if you've watched all the way through. If you've gotten this far, you either know me or want to know a little bit more about fishing in the outdoors. So please hit that subscribe button and the like button. It's just awesome to be able to interact with you guys, and also leave a comment about maybe something that you want to see me film or something that I can improve on, some things that I could do better in the next video. So yeah, just keep a lookout for the next time I post, and we'll see you then. And in the meantime, go get outdoors and learn something.